began in healthy-looking pigs, months, perhaps years ago. A new coronavirus spread silently within herds. Gradually, farmers started getting sick. Infected people got a respiratory illness with symptoms ranging from mild flu-like signs to severe pneumonia. The sickest required intensive care. Many died. Experts agree unless it is quickly controlled, it could lead to a severe pandemic, an outbreak that circles the globe and affects people everywhere.
The mission of the Pandemic Emergency Board is to provide recommendations to deal with the major global challenges arising in response to an unfolding pandemic. The board is comprised of highly experienced leaders.
Good morning, all. What's today? What is today? Today's the 27th, January 27th, 2022. Almost a whole month gone out of 2021. 12th of the year gone. Whew. Get me off this time machine, baby. Anyway, the clip I posted before was from, it was October, November of 2019. That was an exercise run by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, multiple media outlets, Johns Hopkins, and probably the World Economic Forum for all I know. But that was a simulation event. It's called Event 201. And it won, I'm sure most of you, well, who knows, some of you, a couple of you, knew that that event was done, that strategic exercise was done to simulate a global pandemic of a coronavirus and the fallout and the ramifications and the results of millions and millions of people infected and dying. Okay, so you could say, wow, that was incredible foresight from Mr. Gates and Johns Hopkins. Because those people are always involved in this stuff. Anyway, so what caught my eye recently was another exercise, so I'm bringing it to your attention, because it seems to be when they run these exercises and drills and simulation events, weird things happen afterwards. Not all the time, but enough of the time. This one happened, when did this happen? Let me see. I believe it happened in December. Okay, and the title of this article, this was printed, it was reported on January 8th, so this exercise happened sometime in December. International finance leaders hold war game exercise. Ooh, that's a red flag right there. War game exercise. Exercise, simulating global financial exercise, global financial collapse. Collapse. Should we be worried? Yeah, I think we should. High-level international banking officials and organizations gathered last month for a global war game exercise, simulating the collapse of the global financial system. The tabletop exercise, people like they're playing Risk. It's so hilarious. It's Dungeons and Dragons, man. It's very reminiscent of Event 201. The pandemic simulation exercise that took place just before COVID-19 and entered the global scene. High-level international banking officials and organizations last month gathered in Israel for a global war game exercise simulating the collapse of the global financial system. Titled Collective Strength. We're strong in our collapse. Diversity is our strength. Israel led a 10-country contingent that also included officials from the U.S., Austria, Germany, Italy, Netherlands, Switzerland, Thailand, and United Arab Emirates. Representatives from national organizations such as the International Monetary Fund, IMF, World Bank, and Bank of International Settlements, the BIS. These are people I've dealt with in the past, the Bank of International Settlements. I don't even know why that's a thing anymore, because everything, instantaneous settlements. There is no 7-day waiting period. There is no worry about getting Forexes and getting certain monies for different stuff. That's all done like that. I don't know, weird. Anyway, the exercise sought to model the response to various hypothetical, financial, large-scale cyber attacks. This is another thing I did last year. Klaus Schwab saying Pandemic 2 would be a massive cyber attack. So they got their fingerprints all over this. Including the leaking of sensitive financial data to the dark web. This dark web thing, I don't know, man. I've heard about it, never really delved into it. Sounds like a scary place. Anyway, hacks targeting the global foreign exchange system and subsequent bank runs and market chaos fueled by fake news. How is this fake news? Well, listen, man, I noticed the stock market just dropped 20,000 points, but don't spread fake news about that, all right? Don't run to the bank and get your loot. Don't go buy an extra chicken because you're just feeling the fake news. Anyway, so like I said, when you see exercises like this, wow, Reuters was involved in this too. Interesting. Anyway, it's called Collective Strength. Look it up. It's there. Anyway, just so you know, this whole thingy about, I'm going to post a clip after I speak. This whole thing, right, of, okay, they're, like, England and Ireland releasing their COVID sanctions or restrictions, mandates on vaccines and vaccine passports and all masks, all that. Not every country's following suit with that, so everybody's not on the same page. However, what they all are on the same page is who they work for. They all work for Klaus Schwab. Whether it's Boris Johnson, Vladimir Putin, which is quite a Merkel, Macron, Trudeau, Buttigieg, Gavin Newsom, Tulsi Gabbard, the guy of Costa Rica, the guy of Argentina. I can't even tell you how many of these people were involved with the Young Global Leaders World Economic Forum program, school, indoctrination, bribe. I don't know what it is, but they're all involved in it. Why do you think, I'm going to show you this clip, why do you think they all parrot Build Back Better? Do you think that they're all saying Joe Biden's campaign slogan because it's so brilliant? No, they're not. Build Back Better. You know when you build back better? After an F5 tornado wipes out your little town. That's when you build back better, because they're hell intent on destroying everything. With that, have a wonderful day.
And I have to say, when I mention our names like Mrs. Merkel, even Vladimir Putin and so on, they all have been young global leaders of the World Economic Forum. Mm-hmm. But what we are very proud of now is the young generation, like Prime Minister Trudeau, President of Argentina and so on, that we penetrate the cabinets. So yesterday I was at a reception for Prime Minister Trudeau, and I know that half of this cabinet, or even more half of this cabinet, are for our actually young global leaders of the World Economic Forum.
And that's true in Argentina too. Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's true in Argentina as well.
It's true in Argentina, and it's true in France now. Mm-hmm. I mean, with the president, with a young global leader.
You know, what I really liked about the second book is that it starts talking about values and the principles of the revolution. And I think that's key. You know, we share similar values
Yeah,
as well
exactly.
and views on the world, which I think it's possible. One of them that we're pushing hard is decarbonization.
Yeah.
We're going to launch our commitment on decarbonization in February. That means we're going to 99% renewable and clean electricity. And now the challenge is we're going to plug that matrix onto transportation to reduce dramatically the emissions and to reduce the usage of fossil fuels until we don't use those anymore.
I know you play also a very important role in preserving, let's say, your forests. You have a young population, you have a relatively well-educated population. You can use the fourth industrial revolution to create, let's say, fast-track growth for your country.
My commitment will be to add value. We'll be part of the Young Leaders Initiative.
This is Merkel, Tony Blair, they were all, even President Putin, they were all young global leaders before. So if I take you, if I take Chancellor Kurz and the New Zealand Prime Minister, the three youngest leaders of governments are here. So I know you have many beautiful things in your country, but it characterizes the diversity, and at the same time everything goes up.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We call it Mount Crystal.
Regardless of the fact that we are attacking your fundamental rights or limiting your fundamental rights, and the Charter says that was wrong, we're still going to go ahead and do with it. It's basically a loophole that allows a majority to override fundamental rights of a minority.
Remember the terrible damage of COVID as we try to build back from this global pandemic.
Build back better.
Build back better.
To build back a better world.
Building back better.
To build back better.
We're going to build it back better.
And build it back better.
Build back better.
My plan to build back better.
Start taking all the problems that have been created in education and mental health and start to build back in a positive way.
It's about building this country back better.
Build back better. Building back better.
Build back better.
Some would say to build back better.
Better than before.